When Herod felt that the wise men did not return to him, he was furious, and he gives a command that all the children in and around Bethlehem under the age of 2 years be killed. Now this doesn't kill Jesus. This doesn't fulfill the purpose of Herod. And it is for us to ponder. We think of suffering. This was the suffering for all these children. This was the suffering for all the parents at that time. But what was the purpose? Suffering is a mystery. The mystery cannot be comprehended or grasped in its fullness. But to some extent, surely we can have it explored. We can have some pieces of the understanding. We can grasp it in little way. Now if we see life in compartments and categories, it won't make sense to us. Consider some examples. If a flower from the garden is being cut by the owner or the gardener, the rose is cut off from its life. But it is taken for a greater purpose. Where, how, the rose doesn't know at that moment. But it's others who have the intelligence, who have the intellect. They work on it. It doesn't mean that the rose will question, where is my owner? Whether my owner really loves me or my owner really exists. Yes, but the purpose of that rose wasn't just to be there in the garden. There is a bigger purpose. Consider the example of children. The children are disciplined. The children are being formed in a particular way by their parents. At some time, it can become a suffering. At some time, this discipline can become a huge difficulty. The children, if they see their life only in that incident, if they see their life only in that hour, they will feel that parents don't love them. They may feel that nothing good is going to happen from the suffering and the difficulty I'm going through. And the children at that time may not have that grasp of the situation, may not understand what's the mind of the parent, what is being aimed for with that hardship, difficulty and discipline or the formation. And they would not have the capacity to know and understand as well. And the same is with us. If we see our life in individual situation, if we see our life in individual hour, and in a particular compartment, and in a category, it won't make sense to us. But that is not what we are created for. We are created in that bigger picture of God. As parents have the bigger picture for this child, God has a bigger picture for us. And as the child may not grasp it, may not understand, we too may not understand what's happening. We too may not understand what God has in His mind. Why? Because the plans of God are not published yet. The plans of God are not revealed to us. We walk only one step at a time. We take only one step in our lives. We know only one moment at a time. So what we do is trust in God, as the child needs to trust in the parents, as the rose and the flower needs to trust in the gardener and in the hands of the owner. That I am being taken for a bigger purpose, that I am being formed for a greater good. Let us in all this trust ourselves in the hands of God, that He has a greater purpose for us. And as expressed earlier, suffering will always remain for us a mystery. But this was just a little way to understand. To grasp in its fullness, no matter how much we try to explore it, no matter how much we try to analyze it, it may never be possible for us to understand sufferings in its entirety. To understand, to get more feel of this topic, wait for the retreat in the month of January.